Hey, what up y'all? Mr. Cruz here, the hardest worker in the room, back with another Bandlab tutorial. And in today's video is going to be a part 2 to my previous video, and I'm going to show you guys how you can do 808s. But this one is a little bit more complicated, so like if you're a little bit more advanced and you want your 808s to do a lot more different things, this is the video for you. All right, so right now I got this beat with this loop. You'll notice this loop is a loop that I made in another DAW, but let's listen to it. I'm pretty sure you guys are tired of listening because I use that same this same beat for a lot of my tutorials. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna add an 808 to it. So we're gonna start out up here by going to add track and then select instrument and then double click here, and then the browser window will show up, and we're gonna start out by selecting a different instrument. We're gonna go to synth bass, and then under the patch you're gonna select, now these are really the only three. The long guys just showed up, so you're gonna be hearing them in the background a little bit. These are the main 3 808s that they have in Bandlab. To me, 808 kick and 808 bass are the ones that sound the best. So let's just go ahead and go with 808 bass. All right, in here, right, for like my controller window, I'm gonna show you guys a little something here. So you'll notice that down here, because I got like my whole studio set up, I'm gonna show you, right, I got my little MIDI controller right there. Because I have that, it's already gonna show up right there. Because I've done this before. But like, let's say if you don't have that down here, if you're gonna make sure that pitch is not enabled, and then these will show up. So then these will let you know which keys on your keyboard correspond to notes that would be on a MIDI controller. So then, you know, I can do all that jazz. The other thing is, by default, this might not be necessarily set up right here. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that my keyboard, all right, let's say if it's like my faux keyboard or my actual keyboard, is like my typing keyboard or my playing keyboard, it's highlighted with whatever scale or whatever key my loop is in. All right, because I want my 808s to be hitting the same notes that my loop is hitting, so that my 808 will sound good. So so I'm gonna switch this back to pitch for now, and then if you take away map, then it just pretty much just takes that upper portion that lets you know like what octave you're in. I'm gonna go up an octave. That's too high. All right, maybe I should have stayed in octave 1. All right, so I know that my loop is in D minor, so I have already selected D minor for this one. All right, so now we're pretty much set. Now we're gonna record. Make sure that my grid size is set to 8. I don't think this kind of affects it as much, but when we get to this part right here, it will. All right, so actually I'm gonna leave that MIDI editor window open for now. All right, so now let's try to find a little something that will go with it. All right, so what I did there is kind of a little trick, because low bass 808 frequencies are so low, they're oftentimes really hard to hear, especially the harmonics of it. So a little trick that I use is I'll pitch my 808 up an octave so that I can hear the harmonics a lot better, so that way I can tell if I'm hitting the right notes or if it's gonna sound good. Because if it sounds good when it's pitched up, then I'm gonna just record it pitched up, and then I'm gonna pitch it down an octave after the fact. All right, so let's go ahead. I gotta make sure that I keep my fingers on these keys right here. Let's go ahead and record that. All right, bam. Now we're gonna double click that, and then the MIDI editor will open up. This one right here is off one, so I'm gonna double click it to delete it. If I can actually, whoa, chill. Reset that. Let's just select it and delete it. And then this is the other thing that I want to do. I'm going to zoom out so that I can see the whole melody that I played, and I'm going to hit Control A to select them all, and then I'm going to hit quantize. Let's quantize it to let's try 1/8 first. All right, see, there it goes. So it kind of snaps. So I'm going to undo that. So you'll see what quantize does is it pretty much snaps it to a set grid, whatever grid you decide. So that way it'll kind of sound, it'll be on beat. And you can get super duper fine with it, like really, really minute quantization, right? Really minute snaps, or you can do it, you know, bigger. I usually stick to the bigger ones because that ensures that it's going to be on beat. All right, so I'm going to quantize that again, and now let's listen back to it. I'm gonna move that one up. I think that sounds better up there. All right, so now I'm gonna select them all again, Control A to select them all, and then I'm gonna go down an octave, and now it'll slap. All right, and then the other thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select them all, and then I'm gonna hit legato, and what legato does is it stretches everything so that there's no space in between them, except this one right here. So I'm gonna scoot this one back a little bit. So now, because kicks are usually, you don't hit chords with 808s and with basses, you want it to be monophonic, which means you're only hitting one note at a time, and so that's a really easy way to do that. All right, so there you go. Hopefully that's helpful. Hopefully now you know how to do 808s in Bandlab. And again, I would stick to those 3 patches that I showed you. Those are usually going to be like the best ones that you can use and still get something that sounds really, really good. That's what I got for you guys. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments below what you think, if you knew about this gem or not, and let me know any other ideas for future tutorials you guys would like to see. It's your boy Mr. Cruz, out.